Quickly, can you think of a damn near perfect fragrance? What comes to mind for me is Ombre Leather from Tom Ford. But there's the new flanker, All Day Ombre Leather, laces his boots. Come back and we'll discuss it, but you gotta come back. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video of Smell Good with Jenna. I'm, of course, Jenna. Thank you so much for stopping by. You know what you gotta do. Like, comment, follow, and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So like I mentioned in the intro, I absolutely love Ombre Leather. I think it's one of my favorite fragrances, specifically for men. I think the leather note in that fragrance just smells so manly, but sexy. It's just, I think I'm a badass wearing that fragrance. So I think it can do no wrong, specifically for a designer fragrance at that. I think it's really up there when it comes to fragrances. For transparency, I wanted to discuss more about men fragrances or masc-leaning fragrances on my channel, not necessarily just women-leaning or femme-leaning fragrances. So I decided to buy a whole bunch of decants of different fragrances, some new, some old, and one of the ones I wanted to smell sometime last year was All Day Ombre Leather. And I remember just when I was just doing comparisons and whatnot and spraying fragrances on the test strip, this was one of the fragrances I wound up testing. And I didn't think anything of it. It just smelled like what I'm used to for Ombre Leather, which is really, really good. But then all of a sudden, when it just, the strip sat there for a while, I'm like, what is that smell? It was something leathery, and then vanilla was in there somewhere. I was like, what did I smell that smells so good? And I realized it was All Day Ombre Leather. And I was like, wait a second. Not only do I think this smells amazing, but I'd wear this. Not only would I wear this, but I can see this being layered super, super well with a couple other fragrances. So I was like, you know what? I think I want this. And sure enough, it was a done deal that I was gonna get this in my possession, of course. So nothing really changes with the presentation of All Day Ombre Leather. It's pretty similar to the EDP version and the Parfum version. The Parfum version has a white label. The EDP has the black label with the white lettering. I got this as a Christmas gift, so I didn't pay for this. But for the pricing, I was surprised because the EDP version is still more expensive than this. So 1.7 ounce of All Day Ombre Leather is $135, whereas the EDP is $160, and then the 3.4 ounce for this one is $200, whereas the EDP version is $240. I'm assuming since Ombre Leather is extremely popular and Tom Ford fragrances that are popular the price tends to get jacked up, is probably the reason why that one is still more expensive. That's just my guess with that. But I'll be perfectly honest, I'm not familiar with the Parfum version. I don't even know why I haven't decided to get my nose around that one. I fell so in love with the Ombre Leather one, and that was just the end all be all. And then when I smelled this one, I was like, oh, this is fire. So I just never got around to the Parfum version. But like I said, with pricing and presentation, nothing really changes for the three. So if we get into the notes, in the top we have cardamom, ginger, coriander, and in the middle we have vanilla and leather, and then in the base we have ambrufix. I don't know if that's the same as ambroxan. Let me know in the comments. But the main star of this fragrance in particular is vanilla and leather. I don't really get any other notes. It might be a hint of spice there, but it's just a smoother version than the EDP. Like I said, the leather is toned down a bit, and now you have vanilla that sweetens it up a bit. Gorgeous, mysterious, sleek, edgy type of scent. In regards to longevity and projection, I definitely got a whiff of this throughout the day. I think the longevity is there, 5, 6, 7 hours or so. I don't think it's necessarily a beast like the EDP version, but like I said, I definitely throughout the day was smelling it on me, and I think it definitely leaves a nice trail, and it definitely projects. It definitely is one of those fragrances after you left the room, like, oh, was she or was he just in here? I think this is a fragrance that you rock during the colder seasons. Beautiful fragrance that you put on when, similar to Ombre Leather, like just that badass man, but now that badass woman that really liked Ombre Leather but felt they couldn't pull it off. Now you have this badass woman, throw on a nice sleek black leather jacket, and you just cooler than the other side of the pillow. That's what I get with this fragrance. I just felt so cool wearing this. It shines in cold weather. The leather note is sexy, it's mysterious, as I keep mentioning, and now you just have a hint of sweetness with the vanilla. Gorgeous scent. So as always, at the end of my videos, I give my layering combos that I use with the specific fragrances that I'm talking about. I had originally paired this, and I mentioned this in my review video for Initio's Absolute Aphrodisiac. I'm like, these two would pair extremely well together because of the vanilla and leather notes that are in there. So the decant that I had with Eau D'ombré Leather, I sprayed it with this, and I'm like, oh, I need a full bottle because I'm going to definitely be rocking this layering combo. So before we actually get into that one, there was another fragrance that I wound up wearing with this that smelled amazing together. But first off, we start off with Bath & Body Works Vanilla Noir for the base of my layering combo. And like I mentioned in numerous videos, this is my go-to for vanilla fragrances, or fragrances in general that have vanilla in it that I find more on the mask leaning side. So if it's mask leaning, this is what I go to just to continue that vibe. But we started off with Vanilla Noir's body wash. Well, we start off with the Dove soap first because I like to do a unscented soap cleanse first before I go with the scented body wash. After that, then I decided to pair this with Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. That combo with the leather and vanilla, and this is like a cherry vanilla type of fragrance, pairs amazing together. So before I layered that with that, I decided to go ahead and continue to use Vanilla Noir, the body cream, the moisturizing cream. And then, as always, for my cherry fragrances, I like to pair with Brown Sugar Babes Nourishing Body Oil Cherry Balm. This is their inspired body oil of Lost Cherry. So after that, we use this to get that cherry note going. And then we layered Lost Cherry and Eau D'ombré Leather. Amazing, 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 long lasting. I smelled this all day on me. Crazy. And then after that, so that was that layering combo. And then as I mentioned, I used the same layering combo, except I didn't use the cherry bomb body oil, but just strictly the Vanilla Noir body cream from Bath & Body Works. And also shout out to my homegirl, Ray. I used her Ray Butter Babe Whip Shea Butter, Amber and Vanilla Bean, because it gives me that masculine, smoky, vanilla type of vibe that I think is gorgeous. I used this Shea Butter with this and this. Oh man, beautiful, beautiful layering combo. So you have a little bit, you have for the fellas that want to, keep it masculine and keep the leather vibes going. Definitely recommend layering these two together. And then ladies, if you want to sweeten it up and give it a little bit more of a sexy vibe, layering it with Lost Cherry, compliment getter, long-lasting beast. It goes hard in the paint. So, do I recommend Eau D'ombré Leather? Absolutely. Like I mentioned, if you're a fan of ombre leather like I am but felt that you couldn't rock it, this is the next step up. This is beautiful. The leather note is toned down, like I mentioned, and it's sweetened up with the vanilla note in here. Gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. Does it compare to the OG? The OG is the OG. I think it's a classic, and it's all the way here, and it's on its own level. But they did a really good job with the flanker, so I would definitely recommend this. And that's my video. If you haven't already, go ahead and like, comment, follow, and subscribe. Let me know if you checked out Eau D'ombré Leather, which one is your favorite of the three. And always remember, the best compliment one can get is that you smell so good.